We're still with the CCC because there's a lot that's been happening in Zimbabwe. This is the part which is supposed to be an opposite party to ZANU-PF, supposed to be an alternative for the people of Zimbabwe, long-suffering people of Zimbabwe, and we're just seeing chaos after chaos. Today we say, no, let's try to get to the bottom of it because there are so many recalls happening. And then now I've got Mbuso Siso, the interim treasurer of CCC. Mr. Siso, how are you?
Good afternoon, Chisa.
Yes. Who appointed you?
Actually, when this interim committee started, I think it started, that was on the 27th of September last year, whereby we met as the interim steering committee. I hope you know the people who were involved there, myself and the others in the steering committee. We decided that the party was not in good shape in terms of impositions and other irregularities that were happening towards the candidate selection processes.
Wait,
that was on the 27th of
nationwide or in Blaawai?
Of course, it started in Blaawai, but that was a national agenda.
Mm. Mm-hmm. And then that's when all of you guys got positions as interim secretary general, interim treasurer, interim vice chair, interim chair.
If you still remember, Chisa, already we are in the middle of all these happenings. What happened was that we were aggrieved as the people of Blaawai before the 23 August elections, whereby people were imported from other provinces to come and stand as our councillors and MPs. I'll give you an example of Nketa, where there was an MP who did not resemble the people of Nketa. You go to Makwekwe, where there was a Gono who comes from Maswingo. You go to Mbopoma Mziligazi, where there was also a person from Maswingo. I'll tell you that the whole entire 5 MPs that were imposed in Bulawayo were people from Maswingo, which was not fair to us. You go back again to council, you had Arnold Patirai, who does not come here, a person who came from Maswingo. You go to Ward 1, where I was also standing as a double candidate. The person came from Chipingi. So that did not go down well with us. This is why we created the double candidature.
And then you self-appointed yourself as interim.
Let me start with the double candidature. It actually started with me. That was me, Sengezo Tshabangu and Tshabangu Mangonda from Mad North. Well, both Tshabangu Mangonda and Sengezo Tshabangu were from Mad North, where they were responsible. We agreed that they were going to be responsible with the Mad North province, while I was going to be responsible with the Bulawayo province, together with the other 9-member committee members that we started as a committee. Then after that, we decided to come up with a constitution. That constitution was meant to give a guideline of how CCC should go. When we did not have structures. If you still remember, we had the champion in chief and some other wordings that I did not understand when I was in CCC. Then that's when we decided that we come up with a constitution as that 9-member committee, and that 9-member committee comprised of a constitutional section that we followed. We then came up and decided that we should become the caretakers of that interim national steering committee. We then appointed Sengezo Tshabangu. I think that was on the 27th September. Then after that, we then we discussed
What they're saying is SG.
as the SG.
So in other words, when he says that he moved with that position from MTC Alliance, he was lying. That's what they're saying.
Basically, he's not lying. He's not lying because he was there in the structures, in the national structures of the MTC Alliance.
So in that position, you decided to say no, continue with it here, CCC.
Of course, yes, because you remember the former SG was out without official leave. So then we decided that Sengezo should take over. You see. And others, we had to appoint a steering committee so that we move subject to a Congress. It's not that we are saying we are the real standing committee that has been elected as Congress.
I understand the steering committee was nominating the steering committee. Were you just picking? And who said, I am Mbuso as a business person, I want to be a treasurer. I so and so was what I want to be the.
Everybody knows that I've grown in the opposition. I've been in the opposition from 1999.
I took it,
yeah.
But I'm saying about the positions in the steering committee. So how were you choosing? Normally, people.
Of course, we had to have those positions in order for the party to move with a form of structure.
Okay, so each one picked whatever suited him by that.
No one picked. We voted in that meeting as the people who were present in that meeting.
Okay.
Yes, we voted amongst ourselves. We just gave ourselves papers on what we wanted the party to look like, constitutional, referring to the constitution. What we started with was the constitution. It was the constitution that you saw, that was submitted with the president of Senate, that was submitted with the Speaker of Parliament, that was submitted with the Honorable Minister of Local Government, Tshabangu, including what we had agreed.
So
in that meeting, that we wanted people who were not a resemblance of Matabeleland to be what? Recalled.
So how did you go on to national?
As I'm speaking, I'm actually explaining to you that this was a steering committee pending a Congress.
No, what I'm saying to you, the recalls, firstly, were targeting the people in Bulawayo. Because they came from elsewhere to take those positions because they were imposed according to you. What I'm saying, then you moved on to recall people nationally.
I'll tell you about the second recall. I've always been clear about that. That when that second recall happened, I happened not to be in the country. And then the party was not going to stop operating because Siso was not there. So the people who were there then decided that they initiate the second round of recalls. But I was not aware. Of course, I heard about the recalls that were just about to happen. But all I can tell you...
Did you agree with the recalls?
Like I'm saying that I was not around, I was on holiday, my phone was off, so the party could not.
No, I'm just saying personally, were you happy with the recalls or you against some of them?
No, I won't be against about the decision that has been taken by the people I'm working with.
So you agree, even if they're messing up or whatever, you agree?
No. It's not that I'm agreeing that they are messing up. But if the recalls were necessary to be activated, then, because this is a national thing, it's not a thing that runs from my house. It's something that runs within that steering committee.
So as a party, where are you now? Where do you stand? Because it looked like confusion. Tshabangu does something else. You guys are doing something else. There's a letter which Tshabangu sent to the media.
There is absolutely no confusion.
But what about the letter? Because this letter is actually telling that we are not the treasurer.
I will respond.
It tells you that he is the only person who can do the recalls. You have no position to call, to recall anybody.
Right. Let me respond to that, Ezra. I should think you misquoted the letter. The letter is very clear. What the letter is saying, the letter is saying that Sengezo says that he did not appoint anyone in that steering committee. He does not have the powers. It is the other way around. He was actually appointed by that steering committee. And that steering committee as a whole appointed the steering committee members, which are in the constitution.
So steering committee appoints another steering committee?
What do you mean a steering committee appoints another steering committee?
So you say those people, when the steering committee, they are appointed.
What you have to understand, Ezra Chisa, I'll go back again, that this thing is an interim steering committee. We are not the elected people from the Congress. We are running as a steering committee, awaiting a Congress so that people can go to that Congress in each and every province to vote for their president of their choice, the vice president of their choice, up to the top. I do not know what top executive we are going to be having at that time. But for now, I will tell you that this, just like Sengezo Tshabangu. Sengezo Tshabangu was not elected from Congress, but he is the interim secretary general.
As you are the interim.
As I am the interim treasury general.
Okay, I did ask this same question to Albert Mhla. Why the whole executive people of Bulawayo? Do you think when mentioning all the names in that structure, all from Bulawayo, you think that is a national party anymore? When people come around and say this is now a regional party?
Oh, all right.
Because now the whole leadership, steering committee leadership,
I'll go back
the chairperson is from Muntumbane, the vice is from Bulawayo, the chair, the secretary is from here, the treasurer, vice, everyone is from here in Bulawayo. You don't even have anyone from Kez or Bad Bridge or anywhere else. Do you think we are a national party anymore?
Let me tell you something, Ezra. As I responded to that question, go to the interim basis. An interim structure is not an original structure that is appointed from Congress. So whether this structure is from Bulawayo, it does not matter. But this structure is a structure that is awaiting a Congress to formalize the party and give people a free will to choose their presidents of choice.
Okay. Right. Let's look at the senators. You came out with your own names, which you nominated to go for the Senate. Tshabangu also did the same. And you are telling me that you are working together with Tshabangu. So how was that so?
Let me tell you something, Ezra. There is nothing like that. As a steering...
Okay, tell me the names who are in the Senate now.
The names who are in the Senate?
Yeah, which you nominated to be presented to the Senate?
In the Senate. We have Uma Tshabalala, Patricia Tshabalala.
Okay.
You know her. Then we have myself. We then have Umama bathi ngumfazi omnyama abaningi bamazi njengomfazi omnyama. She has been in the struggle for a long time, and she's also she was also running as a councillor in what was that one?
All right. Yes, I don't need all that explanation. I know. Then tell me the ones which were put by Tshabangu.
The ones that were put by Tshabangu, it's us. That's the very interim structure that I'm talking about.
There are other names besides those.
The other names that are besides those, I'll tell you, they are names that came from the office of the president. And I'm still not aware about these names that came from the office of the president. But the list that I'm telling you about from Bulawayo...
Do you communicate with Chamisa?
With Chamisa?
Yes.
Yeah, I last communicated with him sometime last month.
What is he saying about all of you?
He hasn't said anything to me in particular. He has not said anything. We speak over the phone, only that I would not divulge whatever I spoke to him when I last spoke to him in public. But I speak to Chamisa. The last time I spoke to him was a month ago. He can also confirm that.
What was it about? If you might share?
Like I'm saying, that I will not expose that in public. It is not for public consumption.
Did you hear what the press is saying about that? It could be a new party, Democratic Alliance of Zimbabwe, led by Nelson Chamisa.
I'm very much disappointed that I saw this thing making rounds on social media and on Twitter and all the social media spaces, which was a tweet that came out from Gift Ostalos. As I speak, everyone in the CCC groups is now running with this blue thing, and some members of the CCC have already confirmed that they are packing their bags and they are going to their new party that has been announced by Gift Ostalos Siziba. So we are yet to witness the first meeting of this meeting. I do not know what it is going to be called. And again, you then have Promise Mkwananzi squandering as a CCC a member when he is actually not. He actually wrote a letter to the Minister of Local Government firing 6 of our councillors. That he did not go through this the steering committee that I'm talking about. This steering committee is responsible of all the administration of the party through Sengezo Tshabangu. So whatever has happened outside Sengezo Tshabangu is not correct. We have a steering committee that meets. We have not met and agreed that we are going to be recalling 6 MPs. I do not know where this person was squandering as a CCC.
We are saying Promise Mkwananzi is masquerading as a
of course he is.
Okay,
but he ceased to be a member of the party.
I spoke to your vice chairman, Abraham Mhlanga, earlier on, just a few minutes. We are sitting there, maybe didn't hear him. He said this party has members as a citizens party. Anyone, anybody. I asked about Mr. Puken, Ukaripan Puken, when he joined. He said, no, he doesn't need to join.
Do you want me to explain?
Let me explain. But he just told me that he's masquerading. So, but this is a party open. To anybody.
It becomes problematic. Maybe
do you have membership?
Maybe the Honorable Mhlanga is not used to the media. But all I can tell you is that I'll first respond to you about Puken. Let me tell you about CCC. CCC is only a color that changed its name overnight, and it wrote on the same members of the party. CCC originally is MTC. Don't hear anyone saying CCC is a new movement. No, it's not. It's not a new movement. You cannot say I'm new in CCC when I actually founded the MTC in 1990. Did not join MTC. I'm one of the founding members. The same applies to Puken. Puken has been in the.
So why not Promise Mkwananzi?
Have you ever seen Promise Mkwananzi? The last time I saw Promise Mkwananzi was in Tachamuka. He only appeared sometime last month, calling himself a spokesperson. So I do not know where he was born from, because Puken has a trace of the MTC, and he is allowed to be to join the CCC, just like everyone joined CCC. We've got people from ZANU-PF that joined CCC and became MPs. So then what is wrong about Puken becoming a CCC member when he is originally ungahlaba igazi lika Puken la uphuma ele MTC, ungahlaba igazi ela anyone oku CCC uphuma MTC. So I do not know what people are talking about when people raise eyebrows and say Puken is not. Puken is CCC. He is MTC as much as Chamisa is MTC. We elected Chamisa in 2000. To be the national chair or the national chairperson of a youth national chairperson.
This looks like a headless political party. It doesn't know where it's going, where it's coming from. It looks like CCC is gone. with the way you guys
do
are
you
doing
know?
things.
Do you know how Triple C was headless? Triple C was headless the time it had no structures, and the time it had no a constitution. But now that we have a constitution, you go to the minister extando, you go to the Speaker of Parliament, you go to the President of Senate, they will tell you that we have a constitution.
Which was written by you, the steering committee. It was not written by the people. Your constitution was not written by people. We never consulted anybody. It was written by a group of you and then presented as a constitution.
I will then respond to you and say that is an interim constitution writing towards a Congress.
When is the Congress?
We are not very sure. We are still to sit down as the steering committee to decide when the Congress is coming.
Do you have the money? Because the treasurer should be answering here. Do you have the money to host a Congress?
We have got a lot of well-wishers that want to sponsor. Just like right now, we are paying lawyers. We have Uriri, we have got Pulu, and Kolwani.
Who is paying for them?
We have got well-wishers that are funding the payment of those lawyers.
And do you think the people of Zimbabwe deserve all this noise?
Which noise?
From August up to now, nothing going on in Zimbabwe. Instead of making ZANU-PF accountable, you are busy bickering.
Let me tell you something.
You're busy fighting. You spend your time in courts.
Umuzi baba ungabangani usisiba lama cracks. All the time, you really need to check your house that your house is in order. The moment we have a crack in our house, or the foundation is not, you discover that the foundation was not properly built, you then go back to the contractor that did that foundation. Kudilizwe indlu ingadilizwa ilungiswe, then abantu sebezabuya bezohlala kiyo ingelama cracks inganetheli iroof. This is what we are doing. It's painful ukuthi abantu they are there out in the cold. Kates kodwa hayi indlu izalunga. Abantu bazabuya bazohlala phakathi kwayindlu leyo.
No, but a lot of people will ask you to say indlu izalunga when you actually destroy your party, your own party.
We are not destroying, we are renovating.
Renovating your own party. How? When we are recalling and losing. You're losing the by-elections, sir. You are losing. And then you are losing more.
It happens. This is why Tsvangirai always refused to go to by-elections, because by-elections are normally, people don't attend to by-elections more than the general election. So it is bound at times for you to lose in those by-elections. But I'll tell you that.
But why are you not worried for your party if you are losing elections like this? There's a new party which is a year or so old.
We haven't lost.
Lost some by-elections, come on.
To me, it's not a loss, because we have got 2 MPs in Parliament as we speak.
What do you mean 2 MPs?
Yes, we have got Nyati from Lopengula Makwekwe.
So it's now a faction that you say you're 2 MPs. I thought there are more than that, Triple C MPs in Parliament.
No, we are not talking. I'm talking about the MPs that won a by-election that are now in Parliament.
The one out of how many?
Out of 3. Out of 5, sorry.
So you won 2?
We won 2, yes.
So ZANU-PF won 3?
Yes, ZANU-PF won 3.
And then you think that's a victory?
Let me tell you something. Vele nxa indlu ilungiswa babachisa kukhona kuza kuba buhlungu, but phambilini sisiya ku 2028 ku general election. I hope things will be perfect. I should think that was a victory for us to win to win those 2 seats. To me, politically.
You wanted to win 2 seats only?
No, we wanted to win 5.
So you are saying you think it was good?
No, it wasn't. You know, this thing was divided towards those elections. We had some of our party members that said they were not going to vote for a candidate that comes from Tshabangu. They would rather vote for ZANU-PF. And you witnessed a lot of spoiled ballot papers that were done by criminals from within the Triple C that are practicing criminality. This is why we lost.
It was a high number of spoiled papers.
It was a high number of spoiled papers by our own members from the Shona tribe.
Was it from the Shona tribe?
Yes.
How do you know?
We know, because this is what we were fighting. I know it will look tribal that I'm mentioning a certain tribe that did that. But it's
you can't be sure of that because you're not there.
I'm very sure because
How? Because the ballot papers weren't sure.
I belong to
voted.
groups. I belong to groups.
The groups, a lot of groups.
I belong to CCC groups where they are.
Some people are not registered voters in those groups.
No.
So you can't say
we do not admit our policy in CCC. We do not admit someone who is not a registered voter in a chat group.
In other words, you are saying that those people decided to say no. Let's rather put ZANU-PF.
Yes, because they wanted their Maswingo candidates. This is why they protested. And they said they're not going to vote for Ndebele people, but I'm surprised that they are doing this in our own homeland. That we always think that we are a one people. But when you come ungafika emzini womuntu ungafiki udlula abakhona abantu. You can't come and be
I do get what you said. It was a mistake. I thought maybe you.
It wasn't a mistake. They did it deliberately for us to lose those 3 seats.
I thought you sit down as a party since you're in leadership and speak about it. That this is wrong. And try to correct it. But if you want to destroy it, then I don't know.
What is being destroyed? Maybe I'm not getting you correctly.
No, once you say, now you just say that the people who voted, the Shoners, voted spoiled
against the Ndebele candidates. Yes, that's very true.
So are you dividing the party?
We have got people coming from other provinces to divide the people of Bulawayo and the Matabele and the Clutch. Because I'll tell you, go to Victoria Falls, there was a dispute about the the mayor, who was to be imposed when he does not belong to this region, but coming from Maswingo. You go to Beitbridge, you have got 6 councillors that are all from Mashonaland. Is that fair to the vendor people? No, it's not. And we need to correct that one.
No, but what I'm saying is that don't you need to convene your own meetings as a party and talk about such issues?
No, we have held several meetings, Shisa.
Okay.
Within the interim steering committee.
Right.
It's not that we have not met. We meet.
So definitely, we heard about this. You say you don't know anything about this new party that might be launched soon.
Of course, when the direct spokesperson to President Chamisa confirms a political party, to me, I'm just thinking that they have formed their political party. I don't even know why they are so concerned about writing recall letters when they've already formed the others. And you have promising Mkwanans, they are just double dipping. They want to leave CCC destroyed. While they know that they've got their own new movement that they have formed, and they are coming to destroy the CCC. If you still remember, MDC started from, it was actually formed here in Bulawayo.
I know. So, in other words, you are still with Tshabangu, so there's no fight between you and Tshabangu.
I've never fought
so
with Tshabangu.
So there's no disagreement between you and
I don't
Tshabangu.
have a disagreement with Tshabangu at all.
Okay, so all this bickering is a lie that you...
I should think I'll repeat to you. You misquoted the letter that Tshabangu wrote. Tshabangu says he did not appoint anyone, of which he is correct. Constitutionally, Tshabangu does not have the mandate to appoint. But he was appointed by us, the steering committee, pending a Congress.
I'll ask a question which I asked Albert. If today in Harare another steering committee is formed of CCC, another one in Mutare, and another in Masvingo, so all these steering committees will work for CCC?
They will never work. The only steering committee that is
who gives you the mandate to be the steering committee, the right one?
The constitution that we submitted to ZEC. And that we submitted to,
which you drafted
that we submitted to ZEC, and no, not that we drafted ourselves. We had legal experts guiding us on that crafting of the constitution.
It was coming from you.
Yes, a constitution comes from
so
a person.
So why not the people of Harare, people of Mutare, people of Plumtree, people of Kezi doing the same?
As I am telling you that when MTC was formed, it was formed in Bulawayo. And as you know, that at first the president was Gibson Sibanda, the interim president was Gibson Sibanda, pending a Congress, which happened in Chitungisa. Then Tsvangirai was elected. It's the same avenue that we are using.
If Chamisa quits your party, what's next? It's finished for you?
No, we do not care about an individual in a party. We care about a party, Triple C.
Okay. So the name Triple C will remain?
It will remain.
Are you removing his head in your logo?
No, that will be subject to the Congress that we are going that is going to be held. That is when we are going to agree that do we continue with Chamisa's head or not.
Okay. Because I heard that he's challenging that you need to remove his head there.
No, he tried to challenge that, but I should think...
Is it fair to him that he refused to remove Siso's head?
That is not a refusal, it's a legal issue.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you very much for your time, interim
Treasury General.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mbuso Siso.
Siyabonga.
Yeah, we